Seasons magazine. If you live in certain areas of the state, you're going to see this in your mailbox 4 times a year. And joining us now are Elizabeth Marquis and Beth Lomaski, both of them experts in retirement homes and our aging population. So there's this new article that's talking about changing roles and all the things. I know you're going through this with your parents. So is it true that we're the 7th oldest state in America?
Yes, and we have many seniors in our state. And the children need to just sometimes understand that they need to get on board and figure out what's best for their parents.
Yeah.
It sounds like, as we were talking, that planning for this inevitable event, taking care of your parents yourself or putting them somewhere, is something that has to start long before the event's going to happen.
It does, and a lot of times we'll hear families say, or aging parents say, I'm not ready.
Right.
I'm not ready for this. I'm a few years away from it. But you'll know if you're taking care of your aging parents and your children at the same time. We plan for our children, just like our parents planned for us. You're going through someone going to college. So you're not waiting until the September after high school graduation to say, let's go tour some colleges. Let's go take a look at your options. Same thing with parents. You can say, that's right, you might not be ready. You may not feel ready, but let's just take a look out there. Let's take a tour. Let's go meet some of the folks that can help us transition should we need to.
And what do you think the top concern? You do this, you do meet with
every
people.
Day.
What's the top concern that people have about their aging parents?
They think everything's fine. You know, maybe their mother is got some disease process and the father's the caregiver, and they're like, everything's fine. Dad's taking care of mom. And then if you look at them and say, what's going to happen if tomorrow dad falls and breaks his hip? Can mom stay home by herself? Oh, absolutely not. She can't be safe for 5 minutes.
Safety is a big issue.
Yes.
Safety is the most important concern. We want to keep our families safe. So there are things to look for, clues that can help you make sure that they're safe. If you have any concerns at all, that's the time to plan.
And the one thing I'm finding as we are talking about my mother-in-law, who ended up having to go to the hospital,
right.
And now, she's in her late 70s, and we were ready to take her into our home, so that is kind of a plan. But her first push, she's in New Jersey. Well, I have my own doctors. I have my own.
Of course.
They're very reluctant, I find, to change routine.
Exactly, and sometimes they don't realize that the socialization. Sometimes they may be in her own home. She may be living in New Jersey. Maybe she's not driving any longer. Maybe she's isolated and she's going to say, my neighbors will help me. And you find out the neighbors are in Florida all winter.
Right. I mean, even my mother's younger, but she's going through that where if they're living alone, they don't have the kids anymore, they're not married, and loneliness is a big deal too. So even if someone's not sick, do you find that you might want to be looking at retirement communities just because loneliness itself can be an illness?
It can be, and it can lead to depression, which can exacerbate an illness or an injury. So it's definitely important to have a community that offers the support, not only socially, emotionally, but also medically should they need it. So you might want to look for a place, your mother might want to look for resources in her area that can support her as she moves along in the aging process.
Now tell us about, you're with which company?
I'm with McLean in Simsbury.
And you're with?
Seabury in Bloomfield.
And both of these, different locations, maybe location's a factor, you can go in there and actually have a consultation, get some information to start the preparation process.
Absolutely. In CBA, we have all levels. We have independent, assisted, memory care, skilled. And sometimes people don't know. They'll call me and they'll say, well, my mother really needs skilled nursing. And then you meet with them and no, she doesn't need skilled nursing. Another level of care would be just fine.
But it's important, so McLean has geriatric care consultants on staff that can help have those conversations, outline options. They can also be a wonderful resource for adult children with their families because it's a third person to talk about the options. It takes the pressure off of the children, and it is a little less threatening for the parents who feel like they might be being directed by their children. It's a wonderful resource.
Thank you both. We'll be looking for the article that's coming out. Seasons Magazine is going to be in homes in the Farmington Valley, Glastonbury, West Hartford, and Litchfield County areas next week. And for more information, you can get on this article. You can go to All Seasons, go to our website, BetterCT.com, and we will link you right there to their site.